Hi, hello, welcome back. This is James here from UXShape. Today we're going to continue with our inventory mobile application prototyping course. What we've done so far, we've been able to prototype the splash screen, and we've done the onboarding screen, and we've done the landing screen. The landing screen comprises of the login and the sign up, which we've used dynamic panel to achieve that. So let me just go through it again of what we've done. We've done the forgot password, so the page loads, and we've done sign up with email, and we have this form also loads as well again, and the user can go back to the landing page, which is the login screen or sign up screen. So what we need to do next, we need to make a conditional logic. So I've just written what we're going to do. The part 6 will be login conditional logic. So we're going to add a condition here so that once the login button is pressed, it will satisfy some condition and we can navigate to the home page. So what we need to do first, we need to create an home page, and I'll just go here. I'll grab the main body here, or I can just duplicate this. I can name it home. I'll just leave it at home, and we just increase it to 175 as we have before. What we're going to do, I'll just remove the dynamic panel that we've used in the previous tutorial for the landing page. I'll remove this and I'll change this to white. We just remove this to solid and change this to white, and I will make the back color gray again so that the user can see what we are doing clearly. So I will make this white. So we save that and we go back to our landing page, and inside our landing page we go into the dynamic panel, which is the login. So what we want to do here, we want to set a username and a password for our login, and once the user press the login, it will check if the username and password is present, and they will be directed to the home page. So I'll just put here for now and say welcome. So once we have that, let's go back to our login landing page inside our login. And remember last time we have two text box, so I'll make this back color dark again so that we can see it. So we have this text box that we've set to we've set the property to hidden. We've hide a border, and we just put horizontal line. So we're just gonna name this is name already txt, and this is name as password. So what we need to do, we need to put interaction on the login button using the onClick event. What we'll go is we'll go to case editor and click add condition, and we'll just say value no, we'll say text on widget, which is the username text field, and I'll just add another one for the password, text on widget, which is for the password. So we'll say if the value is equals this. Some of you are familiar with programming, then you'll be able to know that the value. So what we are setting here, we're setting the value here to email address, as our sign up page asks us for email address. So I'll say email address, and we just put password 1 2 3 4 5 6 for now, and we click OK. Once we have that, then we will be able to open a page, and we close this. Once we have that, we can go back and click the onClick so that we can have the else part of the condition. So the same thing again, we're going to add a condition, and the condition we need to have, depending on the requirement, we want to check whether username and password is present. If it's not present, then the first condition we check if it's true, and the second condition we just check if it's false. So we'll say if this is this, so we're setting the condition. So if we say it's blank, we're going to do something. So but we just click OK for now, and I'll put show, and we will put bring to front. So we have that. Another thing we might have to check again is probably if we have if we just have only one condition and the other one is missing. So for example, if the user enter username which is correct and the password is wrong, then we will be able to notify the user that they need to enter their password, that no password was entered. So we'll just put that like this, and click OK. Actually I'll have to put show here and then bring to front. All right, so what we need to do, we need to set the condition what we are having. So I will go back here and just put a condition here. Actually, let's go back to the landing page because of the dynamic panel we're working on. Let's go to the landing page and we'll just set our error messages. So this is what we're going to have. We have this error message, and this error message is going to tell the user that there's a problem with their login. So we're going to have this, and I'll just change this to corner radius 5. What we need to do next is we need to get a text, and or we can just write underneath, or it's better we get a text because we're going to use an OK button here. So what we're going to do, we can make this one. Before we do that, let's convert this to dynamic panel, and we'll say error login messages. All right, so what we are doing here, this is our error login messages, and we're just going to have this information. So what we need to do, we need to put our panel state, which is this. So we go here, and I'm going to move this to the center so that we can see what we are doing. I'll move it back later on. So we have this done, and we can remove the border, or for now let's leave the border, and we can put so if there's no username and password present, this is what we're going to show. So I'll change this state to no username and password error MSG. So what we're going to show here is if there's no username and password present in the field, we're going to display this error message. So I'll just type here and say update and say please enter your username and password. All right, so we have this. I'll just change this to 14, and and I'll just duplicate this for the OK button. So we have this for the OK button. I'll put this OK button here. And we have this no username and password stuff. So we have this, and I'll just make this alright. So we have this no username and password. What I'll do is not bold this, and we can bold this part. Now just make this black. Alright, so what we have here, I will remove this border, and I'll just group that and send this back to the position where it is. So what we're going to do, we need to make sure that this is working. We're going to set this to hidden because the dynamic panel, we set it to hidden. And once the user press that, we can take this and put it anywhere else. It will still show because it's still in the same page. So we can make it this, and we'll just be able to have so on our login, once the user clicks, if username and password is not present, we're going to say show the dynamic panel, which is error message, and we can say show. We don't need to add transition, and we can just bring it to front, error message show. So what we are showing here is we're showing the error message because there is no condition present. The next thing we need to do, we need to make another condition, which is for the if only email address is present and there is no password present. So we duplicate this, no password error MSG, and we can put another one, no email address MSG. So what we are showing, we're going to show if there is no email address entered, we'll display an error. If there is no password entered, we display an error, and if both is not entered, we display an error message. So we know we're satisfying all the three conditions that we need to check in our if statement. So the next thing we need to do, we need to go back to this and just grab this information and just enter it the same place as well, and say please enter your password, and we will copy that as well again and paste it here and say the same thing, enter your email address. All right, so what we are trying to do here, we are trying to give the user that error message so that once they interact with the application, they will know which is missing. And if everything is perfect, there is no error, that means we go back to login. So if there is no error message and we come here, we can just go back to we can just redirect to home screen. So if they satisfy that condition, so what we need to do next here, again, we need to make sure that we had another condition here, which is if this is empty and this is present, 1 2 3 4 5 6 is present, then we have the error message as well, which says no so we're gonna put here the error message will be show what we're gonna do here, we're gonna set panel state first, I'm gonna set panel state, bring this panel state to I'm gonna take it up, and we have error message set panel state to no password, and we're going to actually what we need to do here, instead of having it in a state, the most easiest way to do it is to let's go back to the login page, and in the login page we can see in the landing page we can see this. So let's duplicate this into 3 states. All right, I'll just remove the first state here, which is the no email address. So the second one I'll remove here, so that it will be no email address, and the first one will be no email address and password. All right, so we have 3 different dynamic panel states. One of each is serving our error messages. So I'll just group this together, and we have one which is for if no username and password is present, we display this error message. If there is a username and password present, we display this message. So I'll just change this dynamic panel message to reflect what we are trying to do. Error message, username and password, and we say this one as well, error message, email address, and error message, password. All right, so once we have that, we can go back to our login page, and we can now change the condition here. So what we have here, we have if no password is correct, error message, username and password, and that is fine. The second one we'll check is we are showing error message, which is error message, password is missing, and we say error message, password as well. We click OK, and the third one is we'll say show and bring to front. So we say error message, email address is missing, and error message, email address is missing. So what we are trying to do here, inside this dynamic panel state, we are saying please enter your email address and password, and for this one we're saying please enter your email address, and this we're saying enter your password. So we have here enter your password. So let's save that, and let's see if this works. Okay, I'll just put this back to where it is, and let's preview our page now, and we can refresh this page, go from splash screen, onboarding, get started, and we can say login. Now because we click that login, it's saying no username and password is present, so the user can know that okay, there is no username and password present. So what we need to do next, because we are testing our prototype in browser, I will hide a lightbox option on the when we show the effect, or when we click the OK button, we can send the dynamic panel back. So the OK button, we need to click this OK button and say hide, and send to back. So the hide will be error message, username and password, and we just have that error message, username and password. So same thing, and we just need to do that for the other one as well, which is the email address. So we say hide, and we say send to back. So we go here and put the error message and say please enter your email address, and we will put that and say error email address. And for the last one, which is for the password, we will add this on click event as well and say hide and send to back. And we'll be able to put here and say error message, password, and error message password. So what we are doing here is once the user receive this message, then they can click OK and they can go back and try again. So we have that done, and let's refresh this page again. If we try to put let's remove the back color that we have on our login page. We remove the back color we have on our login page. If we try and check if we enter our email address and password and it's correct, and we'll put 1 2 3 4 5 6 password and we click OK, we go to the home page, which is the welcome. Now if we are to enter just only email address and no password, it will say please enter your password, and when we click OK, it goes back to our page. If we omit the email address and just enter password, it will tell us please enter email address, and if we omit both, it will tell us enter email address and password. So we've certified the condition now. So what we need to do is we need to work on our home page in the next tutorial. No, what we're going to do next, not the home page now, we're going to work on the forgot password in our next tutorial so that the user can retrieve their password if they forget their password. And also we kind of simulate registration process as well. So the registration process that we're going to do is so what we're going to do next will be the sign up interaction. We've done the login conditional logic part, and the next part will be the sign up interaction. So we're going to add an interaction here so that the user can enter his email address. We're going to be checking whether the format of the email address is correct, or whether the password is correct. So yeah, we're going to be making sure that that is correct. So we have that, and let's test our app again from the beginning. We have the splash screen and the onboarding, and we click get started. We can log in if we want to log in, but we fail to put in our username and password, so we click OK. If we've forgotten our password, we can click forgot password and we go to retrieve password, and we can go back. If we enter just email address or just name and and that is not just because we are not checking for that condition. So if we just put email address, we can add it here, and it will go through to our main landing page. So the next tutorial is to work on the sign up interaction, and once we work on the sign up interaction, we go straight to the retrieve password and how to reset password, and then we go to the home page screen design. I hope you're following with this tutorial. If you have any specific question, just let me know. At the end of this tutorial, this actual amplified will be available on demand, so if you want it, I'll just send it to you and you'll be able to play with the prototype. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye for now.